from the Moresco. From the Ramasco Gymnasium in Sutton, Massachusetts at Sutton High School. Charter TV3 presents live coverage of Central Mass High School basketball. Tonight, it is a great rivalry renewed. Sutton and Hopedale boys basketball always putting on a great show. Hello, everyone. Welcome inside the gym. Kevin Shea alongside of Kevin Wells. And Kevin, we have done a lot of Sutton-Hopedale games through the years. They never disappoint. Always entertaining, always coming down to the final 2 possessions, and they never lack for intensity. What do you expect here tonight?
Well, first and foremost, it's raining outside, but believe me, we have 2 teams, atypical for them because they're very young, but it's going to be raining inside, and it's going to be raining threes, Kevin, because both of these teams can score. Hopedale looks to really push the ball, get it up the floor, play defense with a lot of tenacity. They're going to come at them. Obviously, Sutton for the last 3 decades have been nailing down the 3, and Jim Donnelly does a great job with their program, so you're going to see an unbelievable game with a lot of youngsters tonight.
You're right, 2 Hall of Fame coaches too, Jim Donnelly for Sutton, Tony Cordani for Hopedale. It is one of Central Mass's great high school basketball rivalries renewed tonight on Charter TV3. We're back with the opening tip-off between Sutton and Hopedale right after this.
I'm District Attorney Joe Worley, and I'm proud to partner with Charter Communications with our pledge to help raise awareness that bullying should not be tolerated. From local school students, here is our message.
If you see someone getting bullied, stand up for them. You never know what a few words can do.
We need to foster safe environments for students in their schools and their communities. Join the anti-bully crusade, take a stand to lend a hand, don't be a bully.
Presented by the law offices of Joseph J. Coriglia.
Local sports have a unique way of bringing families together, bringing generations together, bringing neighbors together. In Central Mass, you have families that have been here for years, and you have grandparents that played at a certain high school, and they're watching their grandson or granddaughter play at their same high school. And there's something real special about that. Everyone comes out on a Friday night for football or to support the basketball team or the softball team, and everyone wants to support their team, and everyone feels whether or not they have a son or daughter playing, or even if they don't know anyone on the roster, they come out because they went to school there or they're from that town. And for us to be able to cover that is really unique, really special, and really gratifying.
We'll run into people all the time, whether they're home from college or they're visiting family and they don't live in the area anymore, or they'll say, hey, how's my team doing? How are these guys going to be this year? And so people remember where they came from. They remember their high schools. They remember their playing days. And
if you were from here, you know how unique and how special it is that you can get coverage of your high school and your college.
we have a bond with the community. They appreciate us, we appreciate them. To hear people cheer for you when you show up, because you're just there covering the game. We're not the game, but it's cool.
I've had people tell me that we brought high school sports to a whole new level in Central Mass because of the way we cover high school sports and cover them like they're professional athletes.
Charter TV3 and UMass Memorial Healthcare have teamed up to bring you the latest news and trends in healthcare. HealthWatch, presented by UMass Memorial Healthcare, brings you the healthcare topics that are important to you. From stroke prevention to allergies, skincare to sports injury prevention, and nutrition to pregnancy, HealthWatch and UMass Memorial Healthcare informs you on the issues that affect you on a daily basis. HealthWatch on Charter TV3. For extended interviews with UMass Memorial Healthcare experts, log on to our website.
Welcome back, everyone. Ramasco Gymnasium here in Sutton, Massachusetts for this game tonight between Sutton and Hopedale. Going to be a good one. We talked to both coaches, and they love this matchup. They love going head-to-head, going up against each other. Sutton is 5-2. Hopedale, rather, is 4-3, and you look at the starting lineups and the Grennans. Ashton Grennan, then you have Bryson and Travion Grennan, twins, sophomore twins. The Grennan brothers, all three of them, combined to average 40 points a game. Incredible. Hopedale's lineup: Isaac Moore, Jake Krasanovich, Robbie Seifring, the quarterback for the football team, Daniel Liberatore, and Samuel Morelli. So they have a team that is young in terms of experience, a couple sophomores in the starting lineup for Hopedale as well. Both coaches talking about how it is a young squad for both of them, but they like their teams, they like what they're doing, And they are teams that can light up the scoreboard, and they're going to look to do that. Hopedale will try to score 100 points on you.
Well, you know, and that's something. They're really going to turn up the intensity defensively, but they're really going to push more than they have in the past. You know, Tony Cordani really feels that athletically they can take the ball. They have 5 players. They're going to spread the floor. They can take it off the bounce and really think they can get into the lane and make things happen.
Yeah, they lost, of course. The big guy was Brian Espinette last year, who went to UNH as a wide receiver for the football team, redshirted this year. So not as tall as we've seen some Hopedale teams, but Sutton's the same way. Sutton has Buffoni, and he is their real big height. He's 6'4", and he's a tremendous golfer. He's going to Franklin Pierce to play golf. But you look at these two schools, and it's great, and you look at the tradition. A lot of 3-sport athletes on both sides, which both coaches appreciate. The Sutton band now will play the national anthem. I'll tell you what, you and I talked about it. There's Tony Cordani, but man, we love the Sutton band and just what it brings to the table. The environment, the atmosphere they bring is great. Tony Cordani, interesting note, he is going to be, he's a college lacrosse official. He is going to be officiating the World Games. The lacrosse World Games are going to be played in Israel this summer, and Tony Cordani will be one of the officials officiating the World Games. What a tremendous tip of the cap to him. He was down with his crew in Florida doing a game a week ago as they kind of get ready and prepare, and he'll do college games. He's doing a scrimmage at Brown this weekend. He'll do college games, and the season starts for college lacrosse in February, so it's just around the corner. But really, what a tip of the cap to him to be selected to do the World Games of lacrosse. And boy, it's going to be exciting for those that love lacrosse as I do. Always fun to watch.
Well, if you think about the number of officials that are out there and the wonderful opportunity that it provides him. But it's also a great tip of the hat and a great PR for the entire Hopedale public school system.
Oh, you're not kidding. You're not kidding. Just a class act. Both of these coaches, Jim Donnelly and Tony Cordani, class acts. And, you know, we talked about the Grennan brothers and the two sophomores that are twins, Bryson Grennan and Travion Grennan. Well, we have twins officiating the game tonight, too. Eric and Mike Martinson. Separated by 2 minutes. Identical twins separated by 2 minutes. So we got all kinds of connections here
Brotherly
tonight.
love.
Yeah, you're right.
Spreading in the gym already, and we haven't even scored a basket. So Hopedale matches up man-to-man, it looks.
Sutton first shot is a 3. What else would you expect from Travion Grennan? He sticks it, and the Semis have the early lead.
Well, again, we talked about the rain coming indoors. It's not going to get the court wet, but it's certainly going to heat up the gym as they knock down trifectors. Nice pass through the lane.
Hopedale wants to run, too, so Sutton did a nice job of getting back. Beautiful movement without the ball. Isaac Moore converts.
Well, it was a great backdoor cut. They were overplaying the pass. Nice job offensively by making the cut, but most importantly, the timing of making that pass.
Isaac Moore, a 3-sport athlete, lacrosse, soccer, and basketball, averaging 8.5 points a game. Jared Buffoni up top. He is a tremendous golfer. Here's a deep 3. Nothing but net for Travion Grennan, and he starts the game off on fire. 2 threes.
Yeah, and you've got 3 of them. So from a coaching standpoint, when you say that you've got to shut off Grennan, the kids are saying, which one?
Yeah, you're right. Travion came in averaging 11 points a game. He's already got 6 tonight, his first 2 possessions. Foul will be the first on Buffoni.
Well, from a coaching standpoint, you want your players to play hard, but fouling negates hustle. So I'm sure Jim Donnelly, we just heard him say, watch your reach, play with your hands up, move your feet. Nice, great inbound pass, good timing in the air, and a lay-in.
Jake Krasinovic on the finish. Krasinovic averages 6 a game, plays soccer as well for the Blue Raiders. And they co-op with BMR. Beautiful move by Buffoni, gets his own rebound and draws the foul. And Hopedale co-ops with BMR for football.
Buffon doing a great job of getting into the lane and going back up on the miss. Here's a good look at it. The dribble drive through the lane, kept himself in position. Oftentimes, Kevin, players, their momentum will carry him under the iron. Doing a nice job of staying in front.
Buffoni was named MVP of the Auburn Summer League. Sutton won the championship this summer in the Auburn Summer League, and Buffoni was the MVP. He and the Grennans are neighbors. Grew up together. So they've got a chemistry. Buffon and the Grennans have that chemistry from playing since they were literally 4 years old together out in the neighborhood. And there's Ashton Grennan, the senior captain, who draws the foul.
Seifring, I think Bobby Seifring, the junior captain, called with that foul.
And Seifring's been on varsity basketball since he was a freshman. He's the quarterback of that BMR team. A steal from Hopedale. Out of bounds, it will remain Hopedale ball. And now Hopedale goes to the bench, as does Sutton. Both teams go deep into their bench. They'll play 10 guys, 10, 11 guys, and they will run. So it's important to have a deep bench when you play this style. Well, entertaining for us.
And I think that's the key. When you're going to push and you're going to press, you've got to get some 0-2 to the kids that are really laying it out there.
Yep.
So he does go, Jimmy goes deep, and so doesn't Tony Cordani.
Evan McVeigh got a hand on it, knocked it out of bounds, one of the senior captains for Sutton.
But each year, regardless of the standings in the Dual Valley Conference, this is always a key matchup.
Nice movement. And the reverse layup, no good.
Off the window, too.
And the offensive rebound by Sam Morelli. Morelli just a sophomore, but he adds some size to this team.
Here's a good look at it. Hopedale getting in the lane. Nice bounce pass. Good job going to the basket, looking to go off the backboard.
Beautiful shot, nothing but net. It's a 2-point game as Liberatore has his first field goal of the night.
Liberatore in a low post, short corner, knocks it down. Had nothing but twine on that.
We got an 8-6 ball game. Bryson Grennan, one of the sophomore twins. Got it to his twin. And the 3 from Ashton Grennan just comes up short. Sutton back to the bench. Damon Yargo comes into the ball game for the Sammies. We get a look at him.
He's a senior. Had a lot of quality playing time last year.
And he's the quarterback for this Sutton football team. So the 2 QBs going to go head-to-head here tonight. Good job by Toronto for Hopedale.
Well, crowd calling for travel, but it was a 2-step stop, and he gave it up before he slipped.
Gabe Toronto has been effective putting the ball to the floor and getting in the paint on the drives.
Sutton's man-to-man defense has been doing a great job. Travel there.
And you can credit, as you mentioned, the man-to-man defense. Yargo, the senior, just playing tight man-to-man defense, aggressive.
It was funny before we started the game and talking to Eric and I believe it's Mike Martinson. We said, "Oh, don't worry, we're not gonna crack on you for being twins. Come on."
Right off the hop.
Nice
right
drive.
down Main Street. Bryson Grennan finishes, and the lead is 4 for the Sammies. Kevin Shea with Kevin Wells and Phil Rolbo, our statistician, the best in the business. Thank you for tuning in tonight for great high school basketball. Dual Valley matchup. Hopedale and Sutton. Long rebound.
Yargo on the break.
Yargo ahead of the pack. Lays it up and in with the left hand. It's a 6-point Sutton lead. Almost stolen again. A nice play by McVeigh. Almost got it. Sutton at man-to-man defense right now. Ian Driscoll.
Big steal again. Excellent.
Beautiful feed from Grennan to Grennan. Ashton to Bryson. Buffon. And Buffon draws the foul. This one will go on DeFonte. Brendan DeFonte picks up his first. DeFonte averages 3 points a game. One of their key players coming off the bench.
That's a third team foul on Hopedale.
Jim Donnelly has such a great memory, and he scouts every team so well. He just, personnel-wise, knows what every team's doing. You'll hear him yell, you know, no matter who has the ball, what his tendencies are. Buffon on the finish. Sweet feed from Bryson Grennan.
Well, Buffon all alone made a nice cut from the right elbow down the middle. Excellent pass and an outstanding finish. Jason Mungin getting ready to check in for the Sammies.
Sutton on a 6-0 run. The Sammies with an 8-point advantage, 14-6. Mungin coming into the game. The junior with under 3 minutes to play, 2:59 to play in the opening quarter. 14-6 ball game. Hopedale looking for some room. Three in the corner from Toronto. No good, and a good rebound from McVeigh. One of the keys, the rebounding for Sutton. They wanted to be able to rebound well defensively, rebound the basketball. Well, they did it there. And they have done it effectively here in the first quarter. Fresh three getting ready to come in for Sutton.
Line change. Brendan Fosher
Seafree
coming in for the first time tonight.
Got tied up. And Yargo finds some help. McVeigh back up to Yargo. Yargo looks, puts it to the floor. To the basket for two.
Nice strong move to the basket. He turned to use his body to protect the basketball, and a nice finish off the window.
Largest lead of the ball game for the Sammies, a 6-point advantage. Yargo has 4 tonight. Really injected some energy on both sides of the floor for the Sutton team with the American flag socks. Wilson looking for some room. Now it's Toronto. 3 seconds. McVeigh gets the block. He had help from Mungin as well.
Great job on the weak side, dropping in the help by Mungin.
McVeigh for 3. Knocks it down. And Hopedale wants a timeout. Evan McVeigh with the 3, doing it on both ends of the floor, defensively, offensively as well. 4 turnovers for Hopedale, and that is a credit to this Sutton defense that has been playing so tough, and right now they're on an 11-0 run.
Look at McVeigh. That's certainly an NCAA 3. No hesitation there. You know, and to be quite honest with you, Kevin, every year, every single year for years, and we've been doing this over 20 years, we always talk about Sutton shooting the 3 ball, and the fact of the matter is there's not a single individual on their team that doesn't practice it on a daily basis.
No, you're right. It doesn't happen. We say they're, you know, they get Nerf hoops in their cribs when they're born, and they're shooting from, you know, a couple days old, and with the proper form too, of course. But it's like a rite of passage that everyone can hit the 3 here in Sutton. But you're right. It doesn't happen without putting in the hours and hours of hard work. And there was a shootout at Assumption College that Sutton won their bracket over the summer. Again, they won the Summer League, the Auburn Summer League. Buffon was the MVP. You know, I mean, they work on their game. Even though they have so many players that are 3-sport athletes, 2-sport athletes, you know, they still work very hard at being basketball players.
Hopedale has been patient, but Sutton has had a smothering defense. Hopedale not getting a lot of good looks. Another turnover.
Another steal. That's the 5th of the ball game, 5th turnover of the ball game.
It's
caused
about
by
rotations.
the Sammy's defense.
The defense rotating, Kevin. I'm sorry to interrupt,
No, that's
but
okay.
the defense does a great job of rotating, and again, that's coaching.
Seifring with a 3 ends a 4.5-minute scoring drought, field goal drought for Hopedale.
It was a big basket for Hopedale.
Yeah. Sutton always has 3 or 4 guys around the arc. Grennan, no good on the drive, and back comes Hopedale quickly. Morelli. They go inside to Moore. Moore hits the deck.
Collapsing D again.
And Buffon has his leg taken out. Fortunately, Buffon is okay. He's up, pops right up.
Yeah,
That's what
loose
drew
ball foul.
That drew the ire of the Sutton bench. Let's see.
Well,
the foul's on Isaac Moore, his
again,
first.
you got 2 teams that are going to go after
Yep.
very hard.
And you see that Jim Donnelly is going to
little
stand
emphatic.
up, but he'll stand up the whole night. I mean, he never takes a second off of a game from coaching. And if you watch them practice, it's the same way. He is constantly teaching. He is constantly, and he's such a great teacher of the game. Every year, I mean, we talk about every year, and the names change, but they're always a good team. I mean, to have sustained excellence like they've had, it is a tribute.
But
you know, it's Steve Ramasco, and then Jim Donnelly came over and took over, and it continues that sustained excellence, and that's so hard to have. Especially, you're talking about small schools, too.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, you're not talking about a school that has, 400 boys in each class.
No,
you know?
the Dual Valley in general has some of the smallest schools in the entire Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
Ashton Grennan for 3, knocks it down off the screen.
Well, if you give him a little bit of daylight.
For delay of game on Sutton. We got 0.8 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. We're not done yet, folks. Well, Sutton came out and they had their shooting eyes dead on at the end of one quarter. The Sammies in front of Hopedale, 22-9. Come on back.
I'm District Attorney Joe Early, and I'm proud to partner with Charter Communications with our pledge to help raise awareness that bullying should not be tolerated. From local school students, here is our message.
If you see someone getting bullied, stand up for them. You never know what a few words can do.
We need to foster safe environments for students in their schools and their communities. Join the anti-bully crusade. Take a stand to lend a hand. Don't be a bully.
Presented by the law offices of Joseph J. Corriglia.
You can't get Worcester weather from a Boston TV station. The sun could be shining in downtown Boston, but the weather could be very different here in Worcester. People tell me all the time how much they count on our weather forecast, and we know how important that is to our Worcester News Tonight viewers. Each weekday, we'll give you your weather, your 10-day forecast for right here in Worcester, only on Worcester News Tonight.
Worcester's only local forecast, weeknights on Worcester News Tonight.
Welcome back, everyone. Some numbers from the first quarter for Phil Robo. Hopedale shooting 40%, 4 of 10 from the field, so not bad. Sutton shooting 62%, 8 of 13. Now the difference is the three-pointers. Sutton 4 of 7 from beyond the arc. Hopedale 1 of 5. Both teams rebounding well on the defensive side. Hopedale with 6 rebounds, Sutton with 5. Hopedale, 5 of those have come on the defensive end, and for Sutton, 4 on the defensive end.
Good call. He made a pivot, and he picked up, again, his pivot foot before the ball went to the floor.
3-point shooting turnovers, the story of the first quarter. Hopedale with 6 turnovers, Sutton with just 1. And that was a key. Both coaches talked about taking care of the basketball being a key in tonight's game. But it's a credit to the Sutton defense, those turnovers.
Nice ball movement.
Yep, 3 for Swift, and he knocks it down. So Charles Swift sticking the 3.
Big bucket right there for Charlie, the senior.
He plays soccer. 6 points a game for Swift. That'll get him back in the game in a hurry if Hopedale starts to hit their threes. But one of the big things was getting out on the shooters. Buffon for 3 for Sutton, and getting a hand up on the threes.
Nice job keeping it alive. Sutton gets a fresh 30.
And now they'll switch things up offensively. It's very rare you see Sutton just do the same thing. McVeigh for 3.
Well, almost the same exact spot as the last 3 that he knocked down.
25-12, Sutton in front. 6:35 remaining here in the first half. 3 ball from the corner, in and out, offensive rebound, DeFonte. And another offensive rebound, this time collected by Turando.
Nice job by Hopedale keeping it alive. There's a blocking foul on the Sammies. Looks like Jared Buffon.
Yep, Buffon picks up his second. So that
Kevin,
will be of some concern.
You had mentioned briefly, and we talked in the open, that we're broadcasting live from the Steve Ramasco Gymnasium. And as the years go by, one of the things that I don't think that we ever want to let go by is the fact that Steve Ramasco, outstanding human being, outstanding coach, brought a storied and a legendary record here to Sutton High School. Steve, passed away after coaching in the Clark tournament, actually. Great family. His son Chris played here, and what a tribute to have the gymnasium named after him.
No, it's very deserving, you're right. And there's the impact he had on so many young men coming through here that played for him. And you saw the intensity. We were talking about Steve Ramasco, about the intensity of this rivalry when that loose ball was down there. 3 or 4 players from each team diving on the floor for it. 3 seconds on the shot clock, turnaround 2.
What a fadeaway.
Just inside the arc, but Liberatore with a big, big shot for Hopedale.
Absolutely, and Damon Yargo, who was guarding him, had extended himself, and he just shook his head because that was a tough shot.
I tell you, with the humidity tonight, players are slipping all over the floor. This is like the old Boston Garden in April when they would have the playoff games. The Celtics would be playing in April, and you'd get the humidity coming up from the ice underneath. Kids
nice runner.
Yeah,
well, it wasn't that many years ago. I'll refresh your memory. We've got a big game coming up on the 23rd at Burncoat.
The Green Graveyard.
But Burncoat, we ended up calling a game at halftime. Big bucket.
A 3 for Charlie Swift. He's got 2 threes tonight, 27-17. It's a 10-point game. Sutton in front.
But that game was the same scenario weather-wise as tonight. We had a lot of snow that was melting. It was raining. It was foggy. And the moisture on the floor was incredible.
Yeah, Sutton's doing a great job. The staff here has been out looking at different spots and wiping it up as quick as they could. And, they've done a phenomenal job with it.
Right.
They're calling for towels here now. Yeah, see, they're looking in the officials, too, as we talked about. Eric and Mike Martinson doing a great job of anywhere they see any moisture, taking care of it. We mentioned they're identical twins. They actually went to different high schools. They went to Douglas and Blackstone Valley Tech and competed against each other in high school in baseball and basketball. They were very competitive, they said, growing up. So they know what the sibling rivalry is all about. And certainly the Grennans have had some spirited games against one another that only makes them better. That competitive spirit starts at home.
Just a shout out while we have time here to former Sutton High School teacher and coach, referee Paul Lamontagne and his lovely wife Barbara. Both have been dealing with some medical issues. We wish them the best of health and the best of happiness in this upcoming year. And just a little shout out to let them know we're thinking of them.
And hopefully they can persevere. 4:40 remaining here in the first half. 27-17, Sutton in front. The band, as they always do, just doing a great job. A phenomenal. You won't find a better band. High school, college, anywhere. They just do such a great job. And you talk about the hours of practice, Kevin, we talk about it in terms of the athletes, but the hours of practice that the kids in the band are putting in, you know, to master their craft. Does not go unnoticed by us.
No doubt about it. And, you know, it adds so much to a school.
Oh,
I mean, it just
tremendous.
looks like a holding foul.
We had a great band in high school in Acton, and I remember last period of the day, we would have English, and one year it was Spanish. But the band would practice out on the field, on the football field, and I would be lost. Once I started hearing the band, then I'd be off daydreaming.
Squirrel. And there goes Kevin Shea,
that's
right?
Exactly it. I'd be off daydreaming because you'd hear the band and be like, dun, 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 dun. There you go. Forget it.
Missed opportunity for the Raiders. Big steal. Nice job.
Here comes Moore. Moore cut off, stolen by Grennan. Ashton Grennan floats in, and he's fouled. I'll tell you what, though, I love the rivalry. I love that every inch of the floor is contested. No easy baskets tonight.
Well, if you get one pick and then you get another pick, pursuit, and you're right, he wasn't going to get an easy basket.
No. So Ashton Grennan, the senior captain, will have one more. The elder statesman of the Grennan family. His two younger brothers, the twins sophomores, Bryson and Travion. Ashton averaging 14 points a game. He's got 4 here tonight. His brother Bryson averaging 15 and a half. Travion averaging 11. So again, you put them all together, they average 40 points a game. Imagine that, having 40 points a game from 3 brothers. For a lot of teams, that's a good night for the entire team. And
that's
here's
a team average.
Yep, and that's tough. That's one of those things,
slippery.
Not your fault.
No.
As Isaac Moore slips and gets called for the travel, but again, not his fault. It's just one of those things. Right now, they're saying the floor is unplayable, so let's see. Maybe they can. Hopefully, they can just kind of mop it a little bit. We'll see.
An 11-point advantage right now for Sutton.
So right now, the coach is conferring with the officials to see if they want to continue this.
You can take a look here. Here's a dribble.
There's more.
There's a 2-step stop, and then
right
he put his foot to put the brake on, and it
now
just
they have
kind
those
of.
things too, the sticky things that they step on. But again, it's not going to do anything when you have moisture coming up. But
well, and I mean that's a good point. So here at Sutton, they do have a pad that the players when they check in step on. So any dirt, any dust that are on their feet gets left on the sticky paper. Then they go on the hardwood. But right now, this is about moisture.
Yeah. That's exactly it.
And I hope I didn't jinx us talking about the Burncoat game that was called at halftime.
Hopefully not. Hopefully they can mop it up a little bit or maybe get a fan or two. Get the fans. All right, they're talking about getting fans. I love that idea. That's fantastic. The athletic director talking about maybe bringing a couple fans in here. Phil Robo, our statistician, says that would be fantastic.
Well, they've got one going in one corner.
Yeah, well, that would be good. You get the fans going. I like it. I don't want to. Selfishly, I don't want to give up this game. You know, this is a great game and a great rivalry. It's 28-17 Sutton right now. If we get a couple fans,
they're really,
and we just
the
mop
blowers that you use that are low to the ground, and they're used for when you wax hallways and classrooms.
Here we go. The administrator knows. Sure. We'll take a little break, about a 4-minute break. We're going to sweep the floor, mop up the floor, let the air come in here. Try to dry it out a little bit. And then resume play. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with more from Sutton right after this.
I'm District Attorney Joe Worley, and I'm proud to partner with Charter Communications with our pledge to help raise awareness that bullying should not be tolerated. From local school students, here is our message.
If you see someone getting bullied, stand up for them. You never know what a few words can do.
We need to foster safe environments for students in their schools and their communities. Join the anti-bully crusade. Take a stand to lend a hand. Don't be a bully.
Presented by the law offices of Joseph J. Corriglia.
Local sports have a unique way of bringing families together, bringing generations together, bringing neighbors together. In Central Mass, you have families that have been here for years, and you have grandparents that played at a certain high school, and they're watching their grandson or granddaughter play at their same high school. And there's something real special about that. Everyone comes out on a Friday night for football or to support the basketball team or the softball team, and everyone wants to support their team, and everyone feels, whether or not they have a son or daughter playing, or even if they don't know anyone on the roster, they come out because they went to school there or they're from that town. And for us to be able to cover that is really unique, really special, and really gratifying.
We'll run into people all the time, whether they're home from college or they're visiting family and they don't live in the area anymore, or they'll say, hey, how's my team doing? How are these guys going to be this year? And so people remember where they came from. They remember their high schools. They remember their playing days. And
if you were from here, you know how unique and how special it is that you can get coverage of your high school and your college.
we have a bond with the community. They appreciate us, we appreciate them. To hear people cheer for you when you show up, because you're just there covering the game. We're not the game, but it's cool.
I've had people tell me that we brought high school sports to a whole new level in Central Mass because of the way we cover high school sports and cover them like they're professional athletes.
Charter TV3 and UMass Memorial Healthcare have teamed up to bring you the latest news and trends in healthcare. HealthWatch, presented by UMass Memorial Healthcare, brings you the healthcare topics that are important to you. From stroke prevention to allergies, skincare to sports injury prevention, and nutrition to pregnancy, HealthWatch and UMass Memorial Healthcare informs you on the issues that affect you on a daily basis. HealthWatch on Charter TV3. For extended interviews with UMass Memorial Healthcare experts, log on to our website.
Welcome back, everyone. So this is great. The Sutton staff has done a phenomenal job here because they have the blowers going, they have the dry mops are going. The officials have done a great job just taking a little break to allow the air to get through here, for the court to dry a little bit. I think they've done a great job, though, because I'm excited. I want the game again. I want the game to go. Now, they called the girls, Sutton girls were playing Hopedale in Hopedale tonight, and they called that game off. The Sutton girls are on their way back here now because the court was unplayable, that the court was, the gym was too slippery, so they called that game off. The Sutton girls team is undefeated right now.
Well, I've got to believe, Kevin, that throughout the state, especially in this neck of the woods with the amount of rain we're getting, that it's going to be more common than not that we're going to lose some games tonight.
But you can't say enough about the great job that the administrative staff has done here at Sutton to help out and to try to make it so we can play this game. So Hopedale, this is their schedule coming up. Aspet Valley, great team this year. They just lost their first game of the year to Worcester Tech. And then they got Blackstone, Millville, Whitensville Christian, always good. Milford, that's a tough game. Nipmuc, like all these games are tough. Millis, Sutton, Maynard, and it's going to get them ready for the Clark tournament. Now Sutton, you look at Sutton's schedule. Douglas, Whitensville Christian, St. John's. Look at Sutton plays a real tough schedule. They played out west too. They played a real tough Western Mass team earlier this year. They won that game at the buzzer. North, they've already played Burncoat. They've already played St. Peter Marion. I love that Jim Donnelly plays such a tough schedule and always plays up.
Well, you know what the thing? Jim Donnelly is not worried about his out-of-conference record. He wants to use that record, those games as building blocks, so that once they get into their season, once they get into the Clark tournament, and especially the districts, they had been playing at a level above that which they're used to.
Yeah. One of his assistant coaches Robbie Magner played for Coach Ramasco. He's been a longtime assistant for Jim Donnelly. Does a great job with this team. And now the Sutton student section standing up.
Back on their feet.
The barnyard, they call themselves. So we're back going. We're back underway. 3:48 to play in the first half. 28-17. Sutton in front. Sutton jumped out to an early lead here in the first quarter. And they have been shooting the ball well. Led by McVeigh, the Grennan brothers. Everyone's been shooting well for Sutton.
Well, rest assured that everyone is going to be watching the traction on the sneakers and the feet of these young men.
Seifring picks up the foul. It's quarterback on quarterback crime as he goes into Damon Yargo. 3:27 to play in the first half. Fresh 30 on the shot clock for Sutton.
As well as Sutton has played, Kevin, let's remember it's only an 11-point advantage.
And we're going to get a substitution. Dan Liberatore coming in, the sophomore for Hopedale. He's got 4 points tonight. Averages 12.5 a game. He is the leading scorer for this Hopedale Blue Raiders team. 3 from the corner, no good.
Big skip pass from the foul line extended to the corner. Nice job moving the ball.
Off balance runner. Yargo, the rebound. Ahead to Grennan. Touch pass. 3 from the wing, long rebound. Corralled there by Krasinovich, and he is fouled. One of the senior co-captains for Hopedale.
So Yargo picks that up.
Krasinovich averaging 6 a game. Soccer player as well. Sutton has 4 players that average in double figures. The 3 Grennan brothers and Buffon. Buffon is the second leading scorer in the Dual Valley Conference at 17 a game, and then Bryson Grennan's 5th in the conference and Ashton Grennan 6th in the conference in scoring.
Well, and again, that just adds credence to the balanced scoring attack that the Sammies have.
They try to go inside. Good job getting a hand in there to deflect it is Bryson Grennan, the sophomore.
Well, you've got Seifring was posting up at that high post there. They tried to dump the ball in him. He's tough. He's a strong guy. He's thick. He does a nice job of warding off defenders.
We talk about it all the time, but deflections, getting hands in the passing lanes and contesting. You know, and Ralph Willard and Holy Cross, they used to keep track of those even in practice. Kept track of the deflections. Bryson Grennan ahead of the pack. Nifty lay-in.
Well, good finish off the turnover. You know, and that's a real key. You've got to take advantage. When you have a turnover, you've got to convert. Nice job by Sutton.
Good defense, and the foul is called. Bryson Grennan picking up the foul. The sophomore picks up his first, and Sutton going to the bench.
That'll be a team 6. Both teams now with 6, so both teams will go into the 1-and-1 with the next foul.
Bryson's twin brother, Travion, comes in to replace him. Seifring to the corner. Liberatore with a 3.
Boy, I'll tell you, he doesn't hesitate. That has got to be his sweet spot. Cuts the lead to 10.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. Buffon sets the screen. Grennan inside to Buffon. Buffon spins in the lane, off the window. Long rebound, McVeigh collects it.
Great job, once again, keeping it alive. Fresh 30.
That the players are you know, measuring their steps. It's those short, quick steps because of the footing issues. You're sliding a little bit. They're doing a good job on both sides, the kids, to kind of keep their feet and keep their balance. McVeigh looked at the 3. Wrap around, knocked out by Moore.
No, I agree with you. I think they're very guarded with their cuts and with their the way they're running their feet on the floor.
Minute 27 remaining in the first half. And then they'll be able to get this floor swept clean again, dry it up. Bryson Grennan, good drive and finish.
Well, nice job right over the top. He comes back, dribbling to his left, right over. Hopedale will go to the line now.
Bryson picks up the foul. He's got 6 points and 2 fouls on him with a minute 17 to play in the first half. 32-20, Sutton in front. Hopedale's Gabe Tarondo, the junior, shooting the 1-and-1. Knocks down the first. Justin Falvo, we talked about the music and the band here at Sutton. Justin Falvo is the music director and the band director at Sutton. Does a tremendous job. Tarondo hits them both. Back to a 10-point game. Jim Donnelly wants them to go. They're walking the ball up and saying, let's go. Justin Falvo, the band director. Phenomenal job. Boucher.
Travel. Hopedale gets another look at the another crack at the rim.
Brandon Fauscher coming into the game. Brendan Fauscher, rather, who's averaging 4 points a game for Sutton. Gives him some good minutes off the bench and scoring as well. Liberatore on the run.
Boy, I'll tell you, he absolutely loves this side of the court. Nice job. Big bucket right there. Cuts the lead to 8.
He's got 9 points for the leading scorer for the Blue Raiders. 4-0 run for Hopedale, and McVeigh stops that with a 3.
Well, another loose ball foul on Sutton.
Evan McVeigh has 10 points. It's an 11-point advantage for Sutton, but Hopedale will go to the line. Shoot 1-and-1.
Well, again, you look at Evan McVeigh. Here he is on the right side. He knocked 2 trifectas down from the left side. Here he is on the right side, knocking down another one.
Robbie Seifring gets his own rebound, the junior captain. 3-sport star, football, basketball, lacrosse. He just goes from season to season. Tony Cordani was talking about, we asked him, said, do you like the kids that play multiple sports? He said, oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. And he said, being a lacrosse official, he said, I think certainly that they all complement each other, but basketball complements lacrosse so well with defense, particularly with the man-to-man defense.
Well, it's cross-training.
Yes.
It is cross-training, and I believe that the more coaches that embrace it, the better the student-athlete is going to be.
Finger roll, no good. Rebound.
Oh, nice move.
Tarondo gets it off at the buzzer. Back of the iron. First half comes to a close. Sutton going into the break with an 11-point advantage. It is the Sammies 35 and the Blue Raiders 24. We're back with our halftime activities right after this.
I'm District Attorney Joe Worley, and I'm proud to partner with Charter Communications with our pledge to help raise awareness that bullying should not be tolerated. From local school students, here is our message.
If you see someone getting bullied, stand up for them. You never know what a few words can do.
We need to foster safe environments for students in their schools and their communities. Join the anti-bully crusade. Take a stand to lend a hand. Don't be a bully.
Presented by the law offices of Joseph J. Corriglia.
Local sports have a unique way of bringing families together, bringing generations together, bringing neighbors together. In Central Mass, you have families that have been here for years, and you have grandparents that played at a certain high school, and they're watching their grandson or granddaughter play at their same high school. And there's something real special about that. Everyone comes out on a Friday night for football or to support the basketball team or the softball team, and everyone wants to support their team, and everyone feels whether or not they have a son or daughter playing, or even if they don't know anyone on the roster, they come out because they went to school there or they're from that town. And for us to be able to cover that is really unique, really special, and really gratifying.
We'll run into people all the time, whether they're home from college or they're visiting family and they don't live in the area anymore, or they'll say, hey, how's my team doing? How are these guys going to be this year? And so people remember where they came from. They remember their high schools. They remember their playing days. And
if you were from here, you know how unique and how special it is that you can get coverage of your high school and your college.
we have a bond with the community. They appreciate us, we appreciate them. To hear people cheer for you when you show up, because you're just there covering the game. We're not the game, but it's cool.
I've had people tell me that we brought high school sports to a whole new level in Central Mass because of the way we cover high school sports and cover them like they're professional athletes.
Charter TV3 and UMass Memorial Healthcare have teamed up to bring you the latest news and trends in healthcare. HealthWatch, presented by UMass Memorial Healthcare, brings you the healthcare topics that are important to you. From stroke prevention to allergies, skincare to sports injury prevention, and nutrition to pregnancy, HealthWatch and UMass Memorial Healthcare informs you on the issues that affect you on a daily basis. HealthWatch on Charter TV3. For extended interviews with UMass Memorial Healthcare experts, log on to our website.
Welcome back, everyone. At the half, Sutton in front of Hopedale, 35-24. Kevin Shea alongside of Kevin Wells. Thanks for tuning in tonight for our coverage of Central Mass High School basketball. Kevin, first quarter, all Sutton. They jumped out to a huge lead and had that lead at the end of the first quarter, and I think Hopedale kind of chipped away at it little by little there in the second quarter.
Sutton right off the bat, we talked about raining threes inside. That's what they started with, knocking down the trifecta. That's part of what their chemistry is. It's what they do, and they did it very well. But also what they did very well was to create turnovers. They had a smothering defense. I think that Tony Cordani right now at halftime is letting his team know we need to value the basketball better. We have got to protect the basketball better. You got to step to receive the ball. You've got to step to pass the ball. I don't think they did that well. The bottom line is they're only down 11 right now.
No, and you're right, and I think that Tony Cordani would like to see his team get out and run a little bit more. Now, as we mentioned, we had a 4-minute break because we had the moisture on the floor and the players were slipping, so we'll see how that plays out here in the second half. I know Hopedale would like to run. Both teams, as you and I mentioned, were kind of measuring their steps there in the second quarter when we resumed play, and kind of short, choppy steps that no one really wanted to go all out or stop on a dime. So maybe that will affect the fast break game of Hopedale, but I think what affected it more than anything in the first half was the way that Sutton got back on defense. That's a credit more to Sutton than anything else, that they got back and stopped Hopedale from running, because Hopedale wants to run. They'll run, and then they'll send a fresh 4 or 5 guys in there and just they want to keep a real high pace. But I thought Sutton did a nice job kind of putting a parachute on that.
Well, again, you talk about we talked about atypical, real youthful teams here and inexperienced overall, and that they're going to be doing a lot of running. But one of the important things here is that Hopedale did a good job defensively of containing and protecting the paint. The steals and the breakaways that took place were from the perimeter. So it's not that they weren't getting back. I thought their transition defense off of a missed shot and off of a made shot was very good.
Right.
But the bottom line is, they've got to watch their passes. When there's a picked off pass at half court at the top of the key, it's an easy lay-in. You don't stand to prayer. So I think that's going to be really important. And make no bones about it. From the time we took that timeout, because of the slipperiness on the floor, and again, the Sutton custodial staff has been doing an outstanding job.
Awesome.
Everyone has been working very hard. The style of the game has changed.
Yeah.
Everyone
And
is
you have
very
to adapt.
pensive with their movements.
You're right, and it's on both teams and both coaches to adapt, and I think both teams did a nice job of adapting. As you mentioned, the custodial staffs and the administrative staff here at Sutton doing a phenomenal job with the blowers, with the dry mops, to make sure that we can play this game. 6 different players scored for Sutton in the first half. 4 different players scored for Hopedale in the second half. If Hopedale is to get back in this game, what do they need to do? If you're Tony Cordani, what's the one point you stressed at the half?
Well, I think if there was one point, it would be value the basketball.
Okay.
But, Tony Cordani is not going to say, we just have to protect the basketball.
Right.
They have to make some shots. They were getting into the lane. They just weren't scoring the basketball real well. And attribute that to the defense of Sutton. But they've got to look to penetrate a little bit more, and they've got to finish. Certainly they shot the ball from the left baseline very, very well. They have some kids that can really score the basketball. I don't think they shot it particularly well in that first half. So look for Hopedale, and on their shirt it says Hopedale,
I like
their
it.
warm-up.
I like it.
Look for them. to score the basketball a lot more in the second half.
All right, we are at the half. It is Sutton in front of Hopedale by 11, 35-24. When we come back, the second half.
I'm District Attorney Joe Early, and I'm proud to partner with Charter Communications with our pledge to help raise awareness that bullying should not be tolerated. From local school students, here is our message.
If you see someone getting bullied, stand up for them. You never know what a few words can do.
We need to foster safe environments for students in their schools and their communities. Join the anti-bully crusade. Take a stand to lend a hand. Don't be a bully.
Presented by the law offices of Joseph J. Corriglia.
Hi, I'm Dale LePage.
And I'm Jennifer Ankowiak from Charter TV3's entertainment show, WooTube.
Be sure to tune into WooTube every month for local music and comedy videos.
Stand up and be counted. Keep on
How can you take my heart?
We go in circles, riding on the carousel.
Interviews with local venue owners and upcoming events in your area.
It's your music and your comedy videos, all the events you want to attend, and all the places you want to be. WooTube.
Welcome back, everyone. Some first half highlights for you, and as we mentioned, Sutton shooting lights out early on, and everyone getting in the act. There's Damon Yargo. The Grennan brothers were there, and then the defense from Evan McVeigh, and then he hits a three down the other end.
Well, again, McVeigh on the weak side helped, doing a great job getting that block. Then the penetration, again by Grennan. Great shooting here. I was really, really impressed with Dan Libator. Here's another look. Yargo right in his grill, and he was shaking his head saying, what else can I do?
No, Hopedale hit, and they were coming back, and they hit some big shots, and Liberatore hit some real big ones, putting it to the floor right there on the baseline.
As we start the second half, Kevin, you talk about Phil Robo. We always talk about being a great statistician. He made a great point, and that is, as we're sitting at midcourt, to our left is the Sutton bench. To our right is Hopedale. So the Sutton side was the slipperiest inside of the paint. So now Sutton is going to be going into what appears to be a little bit more of a skating pond than to the right side. And I say that, in tongue-in-cheek.
No, I know what you mean.
Because, again, the custodial staff here has done an amazing job.
Yeah, they have.
I'm sure that's what they're talking. Our cameras are at midcourt. I'm sure they're talking about it again now. I don't think it's going to get any better. I just hope it doesn't get any worse.
Right. Eric and Mike Martinson, our officials tonight, have done a phenomenal job. And as Phil Robo pointed out, and you just mentioned, it is the two ends of the floor. That one seemed to be a little bit more slippery. The end of the floor
when it's
to
all
our
said
left.
and done, it's about the safety and well-being of the student athlete.
Right.
So whatever decision is made, and it doesn't mean that we won't continue and then turn into something a little later on and with stoppage in play, but the healthy best interest of the student athlete is paramount.
Right. Well, they've done a good job. Again, they got the blowers. The kids are putting the shoes in front of the blowers to get them make sure they're really dry. They got that sticky stuff that they step on here. Jim Donnelly, Tony Cordani met with the officials. Now Jim talking.
My guess is that they're asking them to run the baseline with the mops and inside the key with the mops every chance they get, whether it be a timeout, whether it be when one team goes down the other end, keep your eyes open and kind of dry it off.
Yeah.
So they're making every possible attempt to finish this ball game. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Now we got some numbers for you. The first half numbers. Sutton shot 52%. Hopedale shot 48% or 45%. The three-pointers, 6 of 14 for the Sammies, 4 of 10 for the Blue Raiders. Neither team shot a lot of free throws, but both shot well. 3 for 4 for Sutton, 75%, 2 for 3, 67% for Hopedale. Turnovers, though, was a big thing. 10 turnovers for Hopedale, 4 for Sutton. And the points off of turnovers. 10 for Sutton, 4 for Hopedale. You know, it's an 11-point advantage right now. Both teams rebounded effectively and well, and it's a 12-11 advantage for Hopedale overall in the rebounds, each team with 4 offensive rebounds. The big story was Sutton went on a 17-0 run that started in the first quarter. And that's where they really gained some distance, and then Hopedale chipped away. Let's see.
Well,
it appears the teams are ready to go.
In this neck of the woods, I can remember we had the power outage at Northbridge, and then we went
we
looked at, we went into the history of Northbridge, and we went through their trophy cases. We did a great job there. All right, we're playing ball.
Let's go. Yeah, I like it. Hopefully it holds up. So it's 35-24 at the half.
So it'll be Hopedale ball to start the second half here. 11-point advantage for the Sammies.
And again, yeah, the custodial staff has done an awesome job, and they're running the baselines with those dry mops, getting as much as they can and as quickly as they can to keep it all dry. Can't say enough about the great effort that they've put in here tonight for the kids. Hopedale breaks the ice here in the second half. Isaac Moore with the field goal, and quickly Sutton brings it up the court.
Moore, a senior, doing a nice job of getting in the lane. Turnover, nice job defensively by the Raiders.
They got to get off the court quickly. That's one of the things here. The custodians have to have the quick feet because they got to get up and off the court quick with both of these teams. They like to run. But they're doing a great job. McVeigh hands it off to Ashton Grennan. Grennan brings it up. Guarded by Seafring.
Both teams staying in the man-to-man.
Here's Grennan underneath, kicks it to the corner.
McVeigh.
McVeigh's got good length and a good shot from out deep. On the run, no good. And the rebound taken there. Morelli got a hand on it.
Nice backdoor cut. Oh, missed opportunity.
They get it back.
Well, I'll tell you.
And they convert. It's Liberatore again.
I don't think he misses from the left side. That's got to be 5 buckets, I think, from the low post short corner that he's knocked down.
It is a 7-point game right now. 35-28, Sutton in front. Here's a 3. Grennan. Ashton Grennan hits the 3. He's got 7 points, 6:15 to go. It's a 10-point lead. 6:15 in the third quarter. It's a 10-point lead for Sutton.
Really important. You know Ashton Grennan can shoot the ball. You've got to get out and extend yourself.
Down the other end, long rebound. Taken there by Krasinovic. Liberatore from the corner.
Well.
And here comes Grennan. Ashton Grennan to his brother. And a charge is called. Travion Grennan called for the charge.
Great job by Bobby Seafring stepping in. Great position. Well, you know, again.
So Hopedale will put it in play.
I mean, you know, obviously, Kevin, one of the factors, and I've talked to you, I can't believe you still have your sport coat on.
Yeah, that's
it's
a good
point.
It's
got to be about 80 degrees in here.
Yeah, it is very humid.
Great hustle. Nice job defensively. Ashton Grennan getting after it again. Hopedale started the half with the ball, so the possession will go over to Sutton.
5:35 to play in the quarter. Ashton Grennan off the screen. McVeigh looked at the three. He's got Seifring on him. Turn around in the lane. Phone can't convert. Seifring inside, beautiful look, good up fake. And the finish from Isaac Moore.
Nice patience. They didn't force the shot. Isaac allowed the defender with a shot fake to go by and then laid it in.
Hopedale within 8, 38-30. Down low, and we got a foul. Buffon taking it up strong.
That's going to be McVeigh. No, Liberatore.
Liberatore picks up the foul.
Yeah, there it is. Nice job using his body, leans in, goes up, protects the ball. So he gets 2 at the charity stripe.
Hits the first. Buffon's got 5 points. Under 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Buffon hits them both. You know he's going to have a level head. If you're a good golfer, then you're a kid who does not go up and down. You got a level head.
And that's it. They're calling the game. That's it. Yeah, he slipped on the pivot.
Sutton wants to play. The kids want to play.
Yeah, well, that's why they're kids, right?
Right.
That's why they're kids. So.
Well, they have to think of the kids' safety first. And again, the officials have to do that. They have to think the kids are going to want to play, and that's natural. You want to play through any condition if you're a kid. But if you're an administrator, if you're an official, you got to go safety first. And the officials doing that, you know, just saying that they listen. This is the way to do it, and you know that's how you go. You got to say, okay, listen, we tried, did everything you could. Well, just Mother Nature prevails.
Right, and that's the thing. You know, you want to do the best you can for the benefit of the kids, but again, like I said, when it's all said and done, it's about their safety.
Yep.
So I commend the coaches, I commend the officials for the care, protection, and well-being of all the students, and I really want to take hats off and give credit to, I saw the superintendent of Sutton Public Schools here, making sure that they were doing the best possible job they could to keep this court, you know, as best as they could. And, you know, certainly the Sutton Public Schools did an outstanding job.
Oh, they did phenomenal. Sutton did just a phenomenal job with everything. I mean, did everything. The custodial staff, the administrative staff, everything they could do to make sure that they could try to get this game in for the kids and for the coaches and everyone. But in the end, you know, Mother Nature usually wins. You usually can't beat her, and so that's the story tonight. We started the second half, Sutton with a 10-point lead, but they had to call it off due to unplayable conditions. So that's our score. In a delayed game, they'll have to finish it at a different time. Tuesday night, we will be at Leicester High School. It is Oxford and Leicester, and we'll be back down in the 20s, so we won't have to deal with this. Tuesday at 7, Oxford and Leicester. Good point. We'll skate there to it. For Kevin Wells, for Phil Robo, for Sean Grady and our entire crew, I'm Kevin Shea. Thanks for joining us, everyone. So long. We will see you again on Tuesday night.